The arena glowed under 1,000 lights, a battlefield disguised as a stage. Every seat was filled, every fan on the edge, waiting for the storm to begin. The tension wasn't ordinary. It was the kind of electricity that makes the air heavy, the kind that warns you something unforgettable is about to happen. In one corner stood Gervonta "Tank" Davis. His reputation preceded him. Fans called him a wrecking machine, a fighter whose punches weren't just blows, but bombs waiting to explode. With each step toward the center of the ring, Tank carried an aura of danger, like a predator waiting for the right second to strike. His eyes never wandered, his focus razor-sharp. Opposite him stood Héctor Luis García, the proud warrior from the Dominican Republic, calm and composed, but carrying the fire of a man who refused to bow to fear. Garcia's rise wasn't paved by hype. It was carved through discipline, grit, and victories earned the hard way. Many saw him as the underdog, but he didn't step into that ring to play the role of victim. He came to prove that even a storm can be weathered. The bell rang, round one. They circled. Garcia threw probing jabs, testing distance, searching for rhythm. Tank studied him quietly, calculating, refusing to waste energy. Every twitch of Garcia's gloves, every step forward, was recorded in Tank's sharp gaze. The crowd roared at each exchange, but beneath the noise was silence, a silence of anticipation. One question hung heavy in the air. Who would land first with true intent? Was Garcia's discipline enough to tame the storm? Or was Tank simply waiting for the perfect moment to unleash the chaos everyone feared? The first round closed, but the storm had only begun to breathe. As the second round began, the fight shifted into a game of nerves. Garcia pressed forward, no hesitation in his step. His jabs snapped like whips, sharp and accurate, designed to control space and force Davis onto the back foot. For a moment, it seemed like Garcia had cracked the code. He was dictating pace, finding rhythm, looking sharper than expected. But Tank Davis wasn't rattled. In fact, he almost seemed amused. A smirk curled on his lips between exchanges, as though Garcia's offense was nothing more than an invitation. Tank wasn't losing control. He was studying, playing the long game. Every jab he slipped, every hook he blocked, was information stored for later use. The crowd felt it. The energy was strange, like thunder grumbling far away. Garcia was busy, throwing combinations, but Davis's power hung in the background like a storm cloud. At any moment, one punch could flip the entire fight. Midway through the round, Davis snapped a counter left that landed flush, the sound echoing through the arena like wood splitting. The fans gasped. Garcia ate it, shook his head, and kept coming forward, refusing to show weakness. His resilience sparked cheers from his supporters, proof that he was no easy prey. But Tank's eyes told another story. He had tasted Garcia's rhythm. He had felt his timing. And now, he was waiting to spring the trap. By round 3, the chess match intensified. Garcia scored with volume, but every exchange felt dangerous. Every second he stayed in range, every punch he threw risked waking the beast in front of him. It was no longer just a boxing match. It was psychological warfare. Garcia pushed forward bravely. Tank smiled knowingly. The fuse was lit, but no one knew when the explosion would come. By round 4, Garcia's confidence was growing. He was landing clean jabs, mixing in combinations, and forcing Davis to move. Commentators whispered, could this be the night the Tank gets outboxed? The Dominican warrior wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. Every exchange gave his fans hope, but Gervonta Davis is no stranger to pressure. In fact, he thrives on it. Where others would panic, Tank became calmer, sharper. His face gave nothing away, but his movements told the truth. He was watching, always watching. Midway through the round, Garcia connected with a crisp left hand that drew cheers, but in return, Davis slipped a punch and countered with a vicious shot to the body. The sound cracked like a drum. Garcia flinched but held his ground. Tank didn't rush. He didn't need to. He had just left a warning. By round 5, the arena's energy had shifted. Garcia was still pressing, still busy, but Tank's aura was growing heavier, like a shadow covering the ring. Every time Garcia came forward, Tank's counters grew sharper. The crowd began to sense it. Momentum was changing. Then it happened. A lightning-fast left hand from Davis snapped Garcia's head back. The crowd erupted. For the first time, Garcia looked vulnerable. His legs steadied. His guard stayed high. But the danger was real now. Tank didn't celebrate. He simply smirked, eyes locked on his prey. He had found the crack in Garcia's armor, and now it was only a matter of time before he broke it open. The round ended with the crowd on its feet, voices thundering through the arena. Garcia's courage was undeniable. But courage alone doesn't stop a storm. And Tank Davis was now circling closer, ready to strike. Round 6. The war intensified. Garcia came forward with combinations, trying to re-establish control. But Tank Davis was no longer the same fighter from the opening rounds. His rhythm was unlocked, his counters laser-sharp. Every punch he threw had weight. Every punch sounded like a hammer striking steel. Garcia's courage shined through. He took the shots, answered with his own, and refused to back down. His fans roared with every successful exchange. But the truth was because the crowd rose to its feet, sensing the inevitable. Every second felt like the fight could end. Garcia clung to survival, leaning on heart and grit, but his body was paying the price. His face carried the swelling, his guard slower, his movement heavy. The bell rang, saving Garcia from the storm for now. He walked back to his corner, battered, but still standing. His corner shouted instructions, urging him to fight smart, to hold on, to believe. But deep down, everyone could feel it. The tide had turned. Davis was no longer waiting, no longer studying. He was attacking. The storm wasn't just coming anymore. It was here, and the question wasn't if Garcia could survive. It was how long before the walls finally collapsed. Round 8 began under a cloud of tension so heavy you could feel it through the screen. Garcia came out determined, still defiant, but his movements betrayed him. His punches lacked snap. His feet dragged ever so slightly, and his guard opened just enough for danger to slip through. Tank Davis saw everything. His patience had been his greatest weapon, and now it was time to fire. He stalked forward, eyes locked, waiting for the exact second to end it. And then it happened. Davis unleashed a thunderous left hand. The punch detonated like an explosion, landing flush on Garcia's head. Time seemed to freeze. Garcia's eyes widened, his body stiffened, and the crowd gasped in unison. The Dominican warrior staggered back, blinking, trying to steady himself. But something was wrong. He shook his head, as if the world around him had gone dark. His vision blurred, his legs unsteady. Tank stood across from him, ready to close the show.